To us, magic sounds like this extraordinary thing, pulling a rabbit out of the hat, coming out of nowhere. But it's here, it's real, and the more that we are open to the unseen, to the energies of this world, to abundance and manifesting, to calling in and growing, the more we'll be able to call magic into our lives. Join me as I share stories, wisdom, and curiosity around connecting with your higher frequency, tapping into the synchronicities of the universe, and opening up to the unseen possibilities that this world has to offer. I am your host, Dayna Faye, and this is the Ordinary Magic Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ordinary Magic. I am your host, Dayna Faye, and I'm excited to jump on the mic today to talk about bringing magic into your everyday life. What does that even mean? And how can you get started today? The first step is to start talking with the universe. And I'm using the word universe. Some people call it source consciousness or source or spirit or God. For some reason, universe really works for me. It doesn't feel dogmatic to me. And when I say it, I really feel like, yes, I'm working with the energies of this world. So how do you get started? Just start talking out loud. You can talk to the universe in your brain, but I swear it works way better when you talk out loud. And it may feel weird at first, but you can do this in your car or in the shower or just like when you're alone and just say, "Hi, universe." It's me, it's Dayna. I need some help. I need some guidance. I don't even know where to start. Any questions that you have for it, it can be super complicated or super simple. But the main thing is that you have just the tiniest bit of trust that the universe is listening and that it has your back and that it is going to answer you for your highest alignment. So it's not going to necessarily answer you in the way that your mind can imagine. It's only going to answer you for the evolution and the lessons that you are meant to walk through. So sometimes an unanswered question to the universe is in your best interest. So start to play around with this, and you can do it in a fun way. You can ask for signs, or you can just simply ask for guidance. Let the universe know, hey, I want to make a transition right now. I want to change jobs, or I'm trying to create this project and I'm having a hard time. I'm a little stuck. Can you bring me some guidance? Can you bring me inspiration? Can you bring me some more ease and flow? Or can you bring me some more clarity? Then you wait and you go about your day. You go about your ordinary life and you get your answer. And sometimes you don't even realize it. But other times, if you're paying attention, when you do get the sign or you do get the answer, you will feel something warm in your belly, or you'll feel like a warm energy go down your spine when that thing happens. Or when you see the sign that you asked for, you're just like, oh my goodness, like you have a reaction. So when people try to explain it away and be like, oh, that was just coincidence, it's like, no, you also had the visceral reaction that this was your sign. I actually was just told a story the other day. It was a friend of a friend, and she had told her kids like, hey, I just really want to see a sign today. I want to see a fox. And I believe their kids were kind of like, yeah, okay, mom. And she went about her day and she was grocery shopping. And she saw a mom in the grocery store who was trying to get her little kid into the shopping cart. And she went over to help her. She went to hold the shopping cart for this kid. And the mom put the kid in the shopping cart. And on the kid's sweatshirt was like a huge fox. And she instantly had like her jaw dropped and was like, oh my God. Like the universe delivered her that sign in less than 2 hours. Granted, she was already prior doing a lot of work of connecting with this energy and with the universe. It is a muscle. It takes time to build, but she manifested that with the universe. She co-created. And that's what we all are. We are beings who are meant to co-create. We're meant to co-create with each other and with the energies of this universe. And what a breath out to know that like you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to create alone. Even if it looks on the outside like you're a solopreneur or you're somebody who's just like on your own trek, you're always with the universe. Whether you consider that to just be God, or whether you consider that to be your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels looking over you, there are energies in this universe helping you. So that's such a fun story about how the woman was like, you know what? This morning I declare, universe, please send me a fox as a sign. And granted, maybe she could have seen a real fox here, but she had this spontaneous moment where she was helping out another human being and saw that fox on that kid's shirt and was like, oh my gosh. Like she had the feeling in her body, the knowing that that was the universe saying, hi, I sent you the fox. What's next? So start to ask questions out loud. You can ask more open-ended questions like, hey, universe, I'm having a great time, but how much more amazing could this be? How much more fun can I have over the next few hours? Or you can ask more specific questions like, hey, I am trying to manifest a blender on Facebook Marketplace for X amount of dollars. Like, can you please bring that for me? Can you please do that? Now, I will say that I don't try to manifest material things very often because I feel like my energy on the inside doesn't match what I'm asking. Because in my head, I'm like, well, if I technically kind of have the money to just go buy it, I'm just going to go buy it. But I know so many people who love manifesting material things by putting that intention out there, asking the universe for it, and then waiting for this like feeling in their body or this nudge from the universe to like go check Facebook Marketplace or go walk down a secondhand store one day instead of the normal route they're walking by. And that's when they see the blender that they were trying to manifest, which is so cool. The way that I use it the most is I ask for things like, hey, I really need a sale. I really need to find a house for my buyers in real estate. And, they're looking for this criteria. Can you please help me? Like, can you, and oftentimes the ask does first come after I really need it. I forget that I can co-create with the universe until I'm like, oh my goodness, please somebody help me. And then I ask out loud and I can feel this energetic kind of hug from the universe. Like, hey, we got you. Stay patient. Keep believing. I mean, I have a client right now who is waiting for literally a unicorn condo. And even though the universe has brought us so many carrots, so many things that are so close, it wasn't quite the right colored unicorn that she needs. So funny. She also believes in working with the universe. And she's like, Dayna, just stay patient, keep the faith. And I'm like, yes, but I'm your real estate agent and I need to remind you that these things don't come a fourth time sometimes. But here I am continuing to ask the universe for her to bring something for us again. Of course, while also taking action. Sitting on the couch is not a way that the universe is going to want to answer you. I mean, I've sent letters and, I've done all the things that I can in my ability. And now I'm also working with the universe to bring this special condo to her. Another way that I really like to talk to the universe is through numbers. It is one of my absolutely favorite. And you can do this in a couple ways. When you start seeing the same numbers, just pay attention and say out loud, oh my goodness, I saw 11:11 on the clock 3 days in a row now. What does that mean? And when you ask out loud, what does that mean? The universe, you might get this like feeling like, oh, it just, the universe is nudging me that I'm, every time I see that around that time, I have this feeling of like, oh, keep going. You're on the right track. You've got this, or something like that. Or you can Google what do numbers mean, whether that's in numerology or angel numbers, and read about it. And whatever resonates to you oftentimes is the message that the universe is trying to get across to you. I would say that's how I started with numbers, is that I would start seeing 3 numbers in a row, like more than once, right, in a week. And so then I would look up that 3 numbers in a row on Google, usually as like an angel number, and read about it. And whatever resonated, I would say, okay, that's what that means. Now I've tied my own meanings to it. So for example, when I see 222, it comes at a time when I'm like on track, but having just a little bit of mental doubt. And then all of a sudden I'll see 222 and I'm like, oh, thank you, universe. It's telling me keep going. Like you're on track. Just keep going. Also, recently I've been seeing 444, and it feels completely different than my 222s. It's more a message of just love and that angels have your back and that, we're here for you. It feels more feminine and like just more of like a loving hug. So I've tied those meanings to those numbers. The universe now knows that that's what I think they mean. So now it uses those numbers even more to get that message across. You should start talking to the universe, start working with the energies. Let's say you're mega in debt. Just say, okay, universe, I'm in debt and I want to get out of debt. That is literally your first step, is just admitting where you are, taking responsibility, and then asking to work with the energies of the universe to make a change. Universe, I want to make a change. I want to get out of debt. I have no idea how. Can you please send me a sign? And that sign will come through maybe somebody. It'll come through a conversation. Something that somebody says might just strike a chord with you and it might resonate. And later you're continuing to think about it and you're like, why am I still thinking about this? It's because that was the sign. The universe was talking through that conversation to say, hey, when that person talked about attending some type of financial seminar, that was kind of a recommendation that you should as well. Or when they were talking about the new Netflix show about, couples going through finance things, that was the universe hinting to you to maybe look up that show, maybe look up that author, maybe buy that book. It's the nudge. Working with energies of this world is a subtle art, but it gets easier and easier the more that you do it. So the first step, just get started. I'm going to ask you to either journal about this, contemplate about it, voice note in your voice note app about it. Hey, you could even voice note to the universe if you really wanted to and play it back. That's like double the energy. Ask it a question, play it back, really sit with the words and the feeling you feel in your body when you say those words. Like, hey, universe, I really want to reconnect with my mom. Can you please give me, a sign or an event? Can you please bring us back together? Can you please connect us? The main thing is that you feel it in your body. And that's the hardest part in the beginning, is sometimes feeling kind of goofy and maybe that you don't believe it. Just use your imagination at first. Like, just believe it 10%. That's all we're asking for. And then the more you do it, the more you'll believe it. But you have to, it's not just a thing to check off. It's something to really intentionally do. There has to be energy behind it. So universe, hey, I would really love to connect back with this family member. I know we've had some hard times together, but can you somehow help us reconnect, somehow bring an event or a reason for us to connect? Thank you, universe. Oh, that's the other big thing. When you do get the sign from the universe, when something magical does happen, you have to thank it. That is so important. That really builds the muscle in the relationship. Gratitude, feeling gratitude deep in your soul and in your bones when something does happen, when something magical happens, or when whatever you asked for comes to fruition. Take a moment, right in that moment or later in meditation, whatever it is, to just be like, oh my gosh, universe, thank you so much. Like, feel the gratitude. I'm telling you, feeling gratitude in your body, it makes you healthier, your physical body healthier, and it continues to manifest things for you. It truly does. So always taking those moments to be super, super grateful for them, to reflect on them, and to then be like, oh my goodness, that worked. What else can I ask for? It gave me the sign about a fox. Okay, universe, I want a new job opportunity in this field. Bring it for me. Bring me the steps. I will follow. I will trust. Lead the way. Let's do this together. Let's co-create. So remember, with the energies of the universe, you always have free will. Free will is first. You always get to pick and choose whatever you want. You are the leader of your human experience. There is no guru above you, but pick your free will and then co-create with the universe and just Have fun with it. Do it in a small way at first. Ask for those numbers. What are your favorite numbers? Ask for them. You'll start to see them on houses, on clocks, on an email. Oh my goodness, I have a good story. So on my birthday, I went for a walk in the woods. That's often where I like to actually talk out loud to my spirit guides and my ancestors. And I wasn't feeling particularly connected that day because I was just pretty like high energy and so not super grounded. But two of my great grandmas came through and I tried asking them, hey, like, why do you guys come through? Like when they come through for me, I just see them. I haven't really like heard any words from them yet. And so I just, and they always come through together, even though they were on, other sides of the family. So I'm like, why do you guys come through and why do you come through together? And they just said, we represent the feminine side of you. We represent the motherly side of you, the cooking, the home life. Like we're just here. We're here for your journey and for your ride. And I just felt just so much love and also this just kind of like woman ancestral healing feelings. Like it just was really good. So I felt that. And then the next morning, I received a birthday card in the mail from my grandma, who is the daughter of one of those great grandmas who have passed. And the card that my grandma got me says, a granddaughter is a legacy of strength, beauty, and love. When I look at you, I see all the strong women in our family who have come before in one remarkable granddaughter, and I couldn't be more proud. When I read this card, I thought, oh my gosh, that has so much to do with like my great grandma's coming through and just, feeling like, oh, I am tapping into my ancestral line, like working on ancestral healing and things like that. And at first in my head, I was like, oh my God, Dayna, stop. You try to tie stuff to everything. Like you are so ridiculous. But then the check that my grandma wrote for my birthday money fell out of the card. And the last three numbers, the check number was 222. And I just felt this like melting into the floor feeling of like the universe told me, no, you're 100% right. Like this card is just a follow-up of your great grandmas talking about being like the women on your ancestral line and that I am part of all of them. We are all part of each other. And like all of our strong women are all part of each other. It just was so beautiful. Like, I'm like, what are the chances that this birthday card is that connected to the only kind of message that I was able to connect to on my birthday? And again, you guys, I talked myself out of it. I was like, you're being ridiculous. But as soon as that check fell out and I saw the 222, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, universe. That is very sweet of you. So here's my call to action for you to start to play around with this and start to bring some energy into your life. Ask the universe for some guidance on whatever it is you're going through. Ask the universe for some help if you're having a health issue or if you have some questions that are unanswered. And if you really want to play around with it, designate a week, a day to a week to really believe that the universe will talk to you. And just say, okay, I'm going to believe, I'm going to put it all out on the table. Universe, send me a sign. I would like to see 525 today. And then release control, surrender to the fact that the universe is going to bring it to you. You don't know how. It could be on a house. It could be on the clock. It could be in a book. It could be in a card, on a check. You just don't know how. But ask for it and then believe. Experiment with it. You have nothing to lose. Once you've done your experiment or have even gotten started, if you have any questions or if you have amazing results or stories, I want to hear about them. Send me a message on Instagram at dayna.faye. That's DAYNA.FAYE. Let me know your ordinary magic story. Let me know how you've started connecting with the universe after listening to this episode. Ordinary Magic is a Lit Path Studios podcast and is produced by Jamie Gale and Dayna Faye. Music is by Shane Ivers. Until next time, I wish you many powerful moments of ordinary magic.